So out of the 6 weapons that Eleanor brought us this week for our Coda Liches, after I had the Bassocyst done, the next one outside of the Pathocyst that caught my attention was the Synapse. The Synapse, of course, is an old school weapon. It's a infested corrosive beam weapon, and I have fond memories of it, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab this. It's got a decent valence percentage of over 55%, and it's bound to be good. So let's not waste you guys' time, because I know you have other shit to be doing, and let's feckin' jump right in. So this week, Eleanor has the Coda version of the Synapse, which is a pretty old weapon in Warframe. It is a corrosive-based infested beam rifle, only this time it's gotten a little bit of a buff compared to the normal version of the Synapse. So basically you're looking at, I think it's 6 extra rounds in a magazine. It's got a 1.2 innate punch through, which the normal Synapse doesn't have. So having punch through is a huge win. It means you don't have to use a shred mod, but you can use Vile Acceleration instead. The beam has an extra, I think it's 5 length in range. It's got 1% extra crit chance. It's got 2% extra status chance, and it deals 6 extra corrosive damage. So it's normally 20 damage, it deals 26 instead. And this one comes with a 55.9% electric valence to it. So you can switch this once you hit this to level 40. You can switch the valence to whichever element you want. If you want to go heat, if you want to go magnetic, entirely up to you. Realistically, I'm kind of a little bit let down. I was hoping for slightly more stats compared to the normal version of the Synapse. I was hoping maybe that some of these Coda weapons wouldn't just be little stat bumps to the normal versions, and maybe they'd have a little kind of trait going for them as well. The Coda Synapse does do 20% bonus damage to headshots, so I think that's the trait, but not allowing the beam to actually link between enemies feels like a huge negative when you compare to some of the other beam weapons that we have in the game that we would use in higher level content. The Synapse is definitely at a disadvantage when it comes to the lack of linking beams between each other, which is definitely a letdown. Now, that's not to say that it's a bad weapon. It does do solid damage and it will kill enemies in steel path. Maybe we're a little bit spoilt in relation to all of the Incarnon weapons we've been getting, and I guess the damage we can throw out with those. And when you bring this along with, say, a weapons platform Warframe or a crit-based Warframe like Frost, who can increase the crit chance or the crit damage you can throw out because of enemies being affected by cold and because of his augments, this is a really solid weapon. Outside of that, when you compare it to some of the other Coda weapons, it is definitely low on the priority list, or it should be for you, unless you're someone who just really likes this weapon and you have a lot of fun with this weapon. At the end of the day, fun is exactly what you want with this game, and if this is what you're having fun with, then by all means run it. I would recommend, however, weapons like the Pathocyst this week over the Synapse, and weapons like the Bassocyst. I think I said in yesterday's video I called it the Bassocyst, but this is the Bassocyst. It's a better option. So is the Causacyst, and I've heard the Hirudo is really good as well. So if I could choose again, the Synapse would definitely be lower down on my priority list, but I seen the valence and I seen that it was a weapon I used to really enjoy running with, and I thought I'm going to grab that before I grab the Pathocyst or the Hirudo. The Tysocyst can go throw itself into a bin. I really don't care about that weapon, but the Synapse, while it's good, I do feel like it could have been better. But let me know in the comment section below what you think. So this is pretty much my Coda Synapse. It has got 5 Forma on it, which means you're able to change the valence bonus. Now this week in the store, it is an electric bonus, which will give you 55.9 bonus electric damage. I have switched it to heat, which has allowed me to have viral heat and corrosive on a pretty much a crit based weapon. So I've gone for galvanized scope, so that I will get the bonus of crit chance that stacks up 5 times, which will put me into orange crit territory. Vital Sense to give me bonus crit damage. Like I said, it is a crit weapon. Its unique trait is that it will deal 20% bonus damage on headshots. Now at the minute I've got primary crux on to give me a crazy amount of status chance, but also ammo efficiency. But if you wanted to, you could go deadhead, since it is a weak point weapon and shooting at heads because of its trait will be beneficial to you, which means this is going to benefit you just as much. So you could use deadhead if you wanted to. I've gone for toxic and cold for viral. You can use whether, if you've got the dual stat mod, you can use those if you don't have these. If you don't have a primed one here, you can just use the base one. Vile Acceleration is going to increase my fire rate. It's going to slightly reduce my damage, but the fire rate is going to make it tick more often when dealing damage, which is going to burn enemies down. Now, it does have a 1.2 innate punch through, which is going to help it deal with groups of enemies. However, the beam doesn't link between multiple enemies at a time. Now, I've also got Galvanized Chamber for that bonus multi-shot. Sinister Reach is, of course, going to increase the length of your beam and allow you to hit enemies at further off. But we'll show you quickly just how it's performing in the simulacrum against level 225 steel path enemies. Let me just bunch them up a little bit just to make it that little bit easier since there is punch through. And until the buffs from my galvanized mods kick off, it is a bit slower, but once they kick in, it does kill rather quickly. And the primary crux allows you to not be reloading as often because of the bonus ammo efficiency that it gives you. If you wanted to, like I said, you could go with hunter munitions, and it is just as effective, if not maybe more effective, just because of the bleeds. But it throws out serious damage. It's quite nice. Is it one of the best Coda weapons we have right now? Definitely not. Is it one that you should be prioritizing? Definitely not. I mean, there's much better choices, whether it's the Bassocyst, the Pathocyst, the Costa-cyst, the anything else assists. Do you know what I mean? So the Synapse is good. It's just, I feel like it's not where it should be. I feel like the bonus stats that they gave it should have been much higher than the base version of the Synapse, because choosing between both, if your normal Synapse has a solid Riven, I would probably stick with the normal Synapse because the Riven has a better disposition on the normal Synapse, whereas on this, it has a really bad disposition, which means your Riven isn't going to be half as effective, but on your normal Synapse, you're going to see huge damage increases. But let me know in the comment section below what you think of the Synapse, whether you think it's a worthwhile addition, whether it should have had higher stats or not, whether you feel maybe a little bit let down because this is one of your favorite weapons or not. By all means, share your thoughts in the comments below.